June 6, 1944, 6:30 a.m. 35 men from a single American town sit in a landing craft, churning toward Omaha Beach. They're cold. They're scared. And they have no idea they're about to land directly in front of the strongest German defenses in Normandy. By sunset, 19 of them will be dead. This is the story of Bedford, Virginia, the town that lost an entire generation in a single day. To understand what happened on that beach, we need to go back 2 years. Bedford, Virginia, 1942. Population, 3,200. The kind of place where everyone knows everyone. The Hoback brothers, Raymond and Bedford, work at the corner drugstore. Roy Stevens delivers coal with his father. Twin brothers Roy and Ray Stevens play baseball every Sunday. Then Pearl Harbor happens, and Bedford's sons start volunteering together. They join Company A, 116th Infantry Regiment, National Guard. When you enlist with your neighbors, you think you'll watch each other's backs. You think you'll all come home together. What they don't know is that they've just volunteered to die together. Company A trains at Fort Meade. The Bedford Boys stick together. Same bunks, same drills, same mess hall table. They see combat in North Africa. Survive Sicily. By spring 1944, they're battle-hardened veterans. When they ship to England for special training, they know something big is coming. They write optimistic letters home. "We'll be home by Christmas. Don't worry, Ma. I'll be fine." Raymond Hoback writes his mother every week. She writes back, 3 pages of news from Main Street, gossip about neighbors, prayers for both her sons. Raymond keeps every letter in his breast pocket. He'll be carrying those letters when the ramp drops. June 6, 1944. Before dawn, 35 Bedford boys climb into landing craft. The channel is rough. Men vomit. For 2 hours they circle in darkness, waiting. They can hear the naval bombardment, thousands of shells screaming overhead. Surely nothing could survive that barrage. Surely the beach will be clear. At 6:30 a.m., the landing craft turned toward shore. The men can see it now, smoke, fire, and something else. Splashes in the water. Getting closer. Machine gun fire. The Germans are still there. And they're waiting. Company A is first wave. Sector Dog Green. What the Bedford boys don't know is that they're landing directly in front of the German 352nd Infantry Division. Veteran soldiers in concrete bunkers on the high ground. Every machine gun is already aimed at their sector. The landing craft scrapes bottom. The ramp drops. Lieutenant Ray Nance stands at the front. Son of Bedford's druggist. He takes 1 step forward. German machine guns open fire. Nance is killed instantly. Never makes it off the ramp. Behind him, chaos erupts. Raymond Hoback jumps into chest-deep water. Bullets snap past his head. Ahead, he sees his brother Bedford struggling through the surf. Then a burst of machine gun fire stitches across the water. Bedford Hoback jerks. Falls forward. The water turns red. Raymond screams his brother's name. Tries to reach him. But the current is too strong. The fire too heavy. He watches his brother disappear beneath the waves. Roy Stevens makes it to the sand. Finds cover behind a steel obstacle. He looks around for his friends. Bodies everywhere. Some floating in the surf. Some sprawled on the sand. Some cut down before they even left the boats. And he recognizes every face. These aren't just fellow soldiers. These are men he grew up with. Men whose families he knows. Whose mothers bake pies for church socials. They're dying. All of them. For 2 hours, Company A is systematically destroyed. John Schenk, engaged to be married in August, takes machine gun fire to both legs. He's alive but can't move. He lies there screaming for help. Then the tide comes in. John Schenk drowns within sight of the shore. Captain Taylor Fellers. Shot on the ramp. Dead. First Sergeant Raymond Strojny. Cut down trying to rally his men. By 8:30 a.m., 19 Bedford boys are dead. 16 more are wounded. Of the 35 who landed, only a handful survive. 1 landing craft. 1 sector. 1 town. Devastated. But that's not the end. Over the next month, 4 more die from their wounds. Final count, 23 dead. 23 men from a town of 3,200. 1 in 140 people in the entire town killed in a single day. No American community paid a higher per capita price on D-Day. And back home they have no idea. July 17, 1944. Bedford, Virginia. Elizabeth Tease, the town's telegraph operator, receives the first telegram from the War Department. The Secretary of War regrets to inform you. She reads the name. Raymond Hoback. She knows his mother. Knows the whole family. She delivers it herself. Walks to the Hoback house. Knocks on the door. Lucille Hoback opens the door. Sees Elizabeth's face. Sees the telegram. She knows before reading it. Which one? Lucille asks quietly. Raymond, Elizabeth says, her voice breaking. Lucille nods. Then, and Bedford. Elizabeth checks her stack. There's another telegram. Bedford to Mrs. Hoback. I'm so sorry. Lucille Hoback collapses in the doorway. Both her sons. Gone. The next day more telegrams arrive. Roy Stevens. Ray Stevens. Roy Stevens, different family. On July 21st, 11 telegrams arrive in a single day. 11 families. 11 sons never coming home. Main Street becomes a corridor of grief. The drugstore where the Hoback brothers worked sits empty. The coal truck Roy Stevens drove never moves again. Raymond Hoback's body is never recovered. Declared missing in action, presumed dead. His mother refuses to believe it. For years she waits. He never comes home. But 6 days after D-Day, a soldier finds a Bible washed up on Omaha Beach. Inside the cover, Raymond Hoback, Bedford, Virginia. The Bible is sent home to his mother. Water-stained. Pages stuck together. It's all she'll ever have of her son. Bedford Hoback's body is buried in Normandy. His fiancée receives a letter he'd written on June 5th. It arrives 2 weeks after his death. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. John Schenk's fiancée waits for months before the telegram arrives. She never marries. Spends the rest of her life alone. Bedford never really recovers. An entire generation of young men, gone. All those futures that will never happen. But Bedford remembers. In 2001, Congress chooses Bedford as the site of the National D-Day Memorial. Because this town, more than any other, understands the price of freedom. The memorial features a statue, the final tribute. A soldier kneeling over a fallen comrade. Both from Bedford. Both died at Omaha Beach. Carved into stone are 23 names. Raymond Hoback. Bedford T. Hoback. Royo Stevens. Rayo Stevens. Roy Stevens. John D. Schenk. Taylor N. Fellers. Raymond P. Strojny. And 15 others. 23 names. One small town. One terrible day. Every year on June 6th, the remaining families gather. Fewer each year. Soon there will be no one left who remembers their faces. But the stone will remain. And the names will be read aloud. Bedford, Virginia sent 35 men to Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944. They'd grown up together. Gone to the same schools. Known each other their entire lives. They enlisted together. Trained together. Fought together. And on a beach in Normandy they died together. 19 in the first day. 23 total. But their sacrifice mattered. Because Omaha Beach was secured. Because the invasion succeeded. Because Europe was liberated. 23 Bedford boys paid the price. So that we could be free. The National D-Day Memorial stands in Bedford, Virginia. Raymond Hoback's Bible rests in a glass case. Every June 6th the names are read. And for a moment the Bedford boys live again. Next I will be covering the night Hitler slept through the invasion that doomed him. Comment below with your favorite part of the story, and subscribe for more stories of courage in the face of impossible odds.